One thing that I've been doing to help me with my health kick is taking a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. Regardless of how many days I've been taking it, the thoughts of it still put this bitter taste in my mouth. In Colossians 3:19, Paul says, husbands, love your wives and do not be embittered towards them. What he's saying is, don't allow a bitter taste to settle in your mouth at the thought of your wife. I remember when I first got married, my wife and I were trying to understand our roles and how we fit as one. We talked about things that would offend us. And one of the things I told my wife that would offend me, she wound up doing. Of course, it wasn't that horrible looking back, but the fact that we had talked about it, she had done one of the things, man. She asked me to forgive her, and I said, of course, yes. The next day, when I pulled up to our home, I was thinking, like, you know what? I'm gonna go in this house and show her how frustrated I am because she can't do that to me. And as soon as I had that idea, the Bible verse came to my mind, and the Lord said, what about this? Husbands, don't be embittered or bitter towards your wife. So then I had to make a choice that regardless of how I felt like my wife had offended me, because I had said I forgive her, I had to choose not to bring it up. Or if I brought it up, it was to try to iron it out, and not for the sake of her to feel some of the frustration from what she did. A lot of times in marital frustration, the temptation is to continue to show that person how we can't stand them or how we can't stand what they did and just keep throwing it at them. That's bitterness. And the more you do that, the more you're drinking of the poison. That stuff is poison. They say that bitterness is like drinking poison, hoping that the other person will die. And when you're bitter, it affects you more than it affects the person that you're bitter towards. As a marriage, you are one. So if you're bitter towards your wife, you're drinking poison, hoping that she's affected what is killing you. The more bitter you are towards her, the more bitter you are towards yourself, and the more you are destroying your marriage, yo. Did the comedian just get deep? Not really. Next time you're tempted to be bitter towards your wife, just think about if every time you offended Christ, he was bitter towards you. How would you feel? Crickets! Watch out for bitterness. That stuff is poison.